name's Marietta Mahani, and this week's Aqua tip, we're using the noodle. We're going to hold the noodle behind the back, and we're going to do a little combination. Now the combination starts by, firstly we're going to suspend ourselves, so you can be in chest depth water quite easily. And we're going to bring the noodle across to the opposite knee. So I'm actually touching the opposite knee. I'm suspended, I'm touching the opposite knee. Now, what I'm going to also do here is then just choose to go with my right knee. Now my right knee in and out, my left arm is pulling the noodle. Now I can relax my grip with my left hand, my right hand I should say, and keep that hand relaxed and just sit on top of the noodle as I pull that noodle in and out. Now this is a very strong abdominal exercise and back exercise because I'm sort of pulling in, so notice how I pull in and out. So I'm going in, out. So it's an abdominal, upper back exercise. It's really cool. And then you go back to the alternate jog, or jogging, with the alternate hand to knee, and then we switch over to the other side. And then you get that in and out action with the whole body. Okay, then we go back to the jog, into the center. Now, what I like about this exercise is one, there's a transition move. We always like a transition move, but also because it's surprising. It's such an effective abdominal exercise if you pull a knee in and pull it out, but do the same thing with your torso so that your torso is going in and out at the same time. So you're pulling out. So your torso moves with that arm. Then you're back to the middle again, and then swapping sides. And the whole time you're suspended off the bottom of the pool, even though you're in really shallow water. Your hands get an opportunity to have a bit of a break as you do one side, and then you're going back to the knee action. Great way for training the abdominals. You know, we're all looking for ways to train the abdominals. I often hear instructors talk about, oh, what's a good exercise for training the abdominals? Well, my participants ask me the same question. The thing is, what you want them to do is be moving at the same time and not be just specifically training that muscle in isolation, because those muscles work with the upper and the lower body. And this one sort of is a bit like a crunching action, but sort of like on the side. And the side that you feel it in your abdominals, right? So it depends on how you do it. So if you just think about lifting the knee in and out, you'll feel it mainly here and not that much. But when you do it correctly and you pull it all the way out, you're actually going to feel it on that side. So you're going to feel it on the abdominal oblique wall, on the side of the arm that's moving. All right, so note that. And you can tell them that. Say, do you feel it up here? And they go, yes. And you go, well, if you really want to feel this exercise, you need to be feeling it on the other side. And they go, You say, well, you have to pull in and out and move your whole body with the noodle, and then you'll get that effect. Yeah, telling them what they need to feel is super important, because that's what helps them with creating the intention or the desire to get the exercise or achieve what your goals are with the exercise. And that is this week's Aqua tip. So how do we demonstrate that jogging motion with the alternate knee reach with the noodle? Well, a chair is what you're going to need. You're going to need to sit on a chair. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down, have the noodle behind me, or it can be behind your chair. So obviously you ask the participants to put the noodle behind them, but you put behind your chair, and I'll show you why. Because once you start jogging, you've got more space to be able to move your arms. You put it directly behind your back, it's awkward. I've got no space and I'm going to lose my balance because I'm tipping too far forward off the chair. So the noodle's behind your back, and then I've got space. I can move my arms like what I was demonstrating in the pool. So arms going in and out, feet off the bottom is what you ask them to do. And the cool thing about this is that they can be in quite shallow water and do this very effectively. So opposite hand to knee, okay? And then we went with one side, right? So I've got my right arm going to my left knee, and you can just rest your foot on the floor, but just remind them that they're obviously suspended. And you're now bringing that noodle in and out towards the knee. Now remember, that they should be feeling it on the abdominals on the side of the moving arm. Just remember that, because on land, what you'll feel is probably more up here because you're holding yourself up against gravity. Don't get that confused with what your clients will feel in the water. So in and out, remember to come in, open out, come in, open out. So encourage them to sort of crunch in and open out, or just curl in and open out. With this arm driving through that motion, they need to grip strongly on this side, but have a released grip on the opposite side, the left side. Come back to the center again. Notice how I'm taking my legs back a little bit rather than up and down. So it's not up and down, remember, the legs were going back slightly. So knees coming up, legs going back, and then you're swapping over to the other side. You could actually do a little bit of a combination here with, 1, 2, oops, here we go. Hold the noodle again. 1, 2, 3, 4, in, out, up, 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 in, out on the opposite side. So there's a few things that you can do with that because of that jogging transition. But just remember, pop the noodle behind your back, behind the chair, and that will give you the space to move and demonstrate effectively. And that is this week's Aqua tip.